sorry for the crazy camera angle. It's all I can do with my phone on the little mount that I have. So I am on my way to kind of an interesting sale. It's a jewelry sale, and one of my favorite thrifts in the next town over has a once a year jewelry sale. Now the first time I went to it was last year, the year before last. They had it in October, and it was 2 years worth of jewelry that they had been saving up because they didn't have it during the pandemic. They didn't have the sale. So this is like a little over a year's worth of jewelry they've been saving up. Now they do put some things in their thrift store, and you know, I think one of the recent what sold, one of the necklaces that I shared, Alana Lay or Lee, I got that one there at their little store. I've gotten some pretty good pieces just at their regular store. Now last year when I went to this sale, it was the first time I had gone, and I think I got there like right as it was opening, and there was a little bit of a line, you know, and it was, you get a little basket and you just start shopping, and the prices are so reasonable. At least they were then. You know, things can change from year to year. And one highlight, I remember there was a set of Monet jewelry, vintage, like mid-century, and it was a necklace and earrings and a bracelet, and they only wanted $5 for the set. And I ended up selling that on Ruby Lane for $145. So I know I got some St. John pieces there as well, just in like little baggy pouches of earrings. And anyway, so I'm super excited. And I wasn't feeling good the last day or so, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. But I'm just like, I'm gross. But I just threw some clothes on, and I was like, you know what, just make it through, and just see what they've got. So it could be a totally different experience this time, but I'm not sure. So anyway, that's my little intro, and it's a little ways away, and I think I'm gonna get there like right as it opens. So hopefully it's not like a crazy crowd. And I try not to think about all the stuff I miss that other people are buying. Can't really think like that. So as long as I get a few good things, I'll be happy about that. So anyway, I'll let you know. And I'm done. It took me about an hour, and I spent $176, but I think I got some really good things. So I will share when I get home. Okay guys, so shopping that sale was so much fun. It was a few weeks now, and this is the first chance I've had to kind of pull things out to look at again, to share them with you. And so I had to set up kind of a different camera setup and using a different camera, so hopefully it all goes smoothly. Anyway, I probably will not be able to show you like the pieces in great detail, but just enough to give you an idea of the kind of fun things and awesome things I found. And I'm only sharing about half of them with you today. I found a lot of good stuff. I found silver, I found gold, still to be tested and confirmed, but we'll just see how that goes. And anyway, I just want to let you know to go ahead and let me know if you know anything about certain pieces or certain things that I'm sharing. I know there's a lot of jewelry sellers who have sold way more jewelry than I have, and so feel free to add those comments down below if there's something you see that I miss, or that I'm just not accurate in, or if you just have pricing ideas or things like that. I will most likely list all this stuff on Ruby Lane. I would say for the most part, I'm gonna start there and see how it does. I sell quite a bit of jewelry on Ruby Lane. So anyway, I will go ahead and get started and show you the things that are in my first bag. Okay, so we are gonna work our way through at least one of the bags today. Hopefully we'll go as long as my camera will let me continue. I'm just trying something new here, but first off, I just wanted to show you like the little packaging. Really, the sale is so pleasant to shop because they do a lot of work on setting everything up. Everything is packaged like super nicely. So this is a vintage necklace. It was $3. See, it's nice. They even write the length of the chain on the back for you. And it looked kind of familiar to me. I could see that there was a little bit of writing on the back. I don't remember if I could see exactly what was written on it or if it just reminded me of another brand that is escaping me at the moment. But at this sale, you're just kind of moving quickly, and anything that looks promising, I pretty much just grab because the price is so low. And I don't have my loop with me or my readers or anything like that. So sometimes if I saw writing, it was good enough for me and I would just take it. So this turns out, I got it home, it turns out to be VENDOO, and the necklace is sterling, and it's definitely a very mid-century kind of piece. They mark their jewelry starting in 1939 with their name on it. And I did test the stones, and they were just coming up glass for me, I'm pretty positive. And so I will, it's just sterling and glass, but just kind of a nice, attractive piece. I'll probably just shoot for about $25 for that necklace. So I thought that was pretty good. Then there were little things like this. These were just attached to this little jewelry bag. And they're unsigned, but it's just a couple little scatter pins is what I would call them. And you could say it's like a mom and a baby horse. And it was only $2 for these. They're unmarked. I don't know. I'll shoot for maybe $12 or $15 on those. Definitely you'll see a lot of horses in the jewelry that I picked up because I am in Montana after all. And then we have they would put a lot of their clip earrings in a little bag like this, and there would be several pairs per bag, and so you just kind of, I usually tried to look for something that looked promising. So in this, I really like this Moon Glow lucite, and trying to make sure it's in a spot I can focus. Anyway, there's two earrings here. They're kind of clipped together, but just kind of barrel beads in that kind of moon glow looking, very mid-century looking pieces. So I like those. And then these were clip-on earrings as well, obviously. There's a little bit of scratching on this one. The black is glass in the center. And if I can remember correctly, the brand is Panetta. So let me see. I looked this up. I'll pop a thing up on the screen. So I think this, the exact pair sold for about $20. So not too bad. And I might have to go a little less depending on what their listing was like. But there are a couple scratches, especially in that one. But I don't think there's any missing stones. And then what else? This little set, it's a newer Napier. A couple little earrings. They're screw back, but they're also hinged. So they're kind of like a clip. But just tiny. They're worth, I don't know, less than $10 probably. Then these are just vintage screw back earrings. And what I thought was odd, they were together, but they don't even match. One of them has a kind of wonky little stone on top, which is a different shape, so I don't even think these were supposed to go together in the first place. And then these don't have any markings. They're just gold tone with a faux pearl. And these are kind of basic. Again, screw back, no markings,
just silver earrings. So sometimes, like in these little baggies, I just end up grabbing out, you know, the pieces that I like that I can sell individually. Other ones might just end up in a jewelry lot. And then this was a nice, fun little one. I grabbed this enamel brooch, and what's interesting is that, so they had one table where their brooches were kind of laid out, kind of pinned down, and you would just pick two, you know, the prices were like 2 for $3 or something like that. So I just like the look of these vintage mid-century enamel flower brooches, and this one's got the nice rhinestones in the center. And I turned it over and I was surprised it was signed. A lot of these are not signed, but this one is signed Coro Craft. And so that was exciting. The only issue I can see with this one is this stone right here. If you look closely, it's kind of cockeyed or something. So I'm wondering if it was a replacement and just not put in there correctly. It looks a little darker than some of the other ones. And so I looked up comps and similar colors. One a little different color. I'll pop up a comp right now. Sold for $50 free shipping. And I think someone has this color listed for about the same price as well. So when you really look in here with a loop, you can see how dirty this this is. And so I'll have to try to blow it out a little bit before I sell it. So that was a nice little find. Nice little surprise to actually like how valuable it is too. Let's keep going. Another one I grabbed that I probably should have looked at closer, but ooh, look at that sparkle. Anyway, this is made in Austria, so Austrian crystal can be really good. Such a pretty colors on this, but I totally missed the fact that there's a missing stone right here. So either my options are find a replacement stone or save it for a rhinestone harvest lot. So what you can do is kind of gather together a bunch of different rhinestone pieces, and other sellers or different people who do jewelry repair will buy the lots and then they'll harvest the pieces out of it, or it's kind of a harvest repair, or harvest, or they'll repair it themselves. They might have the stones to do that. So anyway, it's a really nice piece. You can go ahead and let me know what you think I should do. I don't know how easy it would be to find a stone for that. It's layered. It's kind of a nice piece. But anyway, I was kind of bummed. Or I suppose I could also sell it as is and let the new buyer do the repair. That's always an option as well. But I paid $1.50, so okay. Next one is this bracelet. Let's see, I can't get super close with this camera, but hopefully you can see it. The brand is Sweet Romance, and it's marked USA. So believe it's like an 80s, 90s kind of brand. It was $3 for the bracelet. The brand seems to do a lot of revival style things. This one to me looks very Art Deco revival. They do a lot of Victorian and charm bracelets and things like that too. A lot fancier than this. But I don't know. I think I could at least get $20, $25 maybe for that bracelet. Next up, okay, this is fun. This little baggie was $3, and it had kind of a mix of different things in it. There's a brooch, and I think the pin keeps coming. Like the pin back thing is a little bit loose. It's spinny, whatever. But anyway, the brand on that is Accessocraft. And this lion brooch, it has sold for about $13 or so. I found some comps for it. And you'll see on Accessocraft, you'll see the same lion face on like their belt buckles and a couple pendants I saw as well. So this brooch didn't come up too often in silver. So maybe if I started around 12 to 15, maybe someone would be interested in that. Then I have, you know, I don't think these cufflinks, I'm trying to remember now. It was a couple weeks ago. So anyway, these cufflinks are silver, sterling silver. They're marked on the back with a maker's mark, and they're made in Mexico. They show like a cowboy and a horse, but a Mexican cowboy, so a vaquero. And anyway, I have not tracked down the maker yet. It looks like the initials are HD, but I can do some more research on that as well. I did use Google Lens, and a very similar pair of cufflinks came up that were, they looked very similar, but it had a totally different maker's mark on it. So we'll see about that. So some things I still need to do more research on. Then we have this fun little brooch. It's a horse, but he's wearing like a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and it's articulated, right? You could say it's got moving, the legs are moving. And as is common with these whimsical type brooches, it's JJ. It's signed JJ, which is Jonette Jewelry. And I'm thinking, let's see, what did I research? About 10. It's sold as high as 18 before, so we'll see about that. Just kind of cute. Like I said, there'll be lots of horses. Speaking of, there's this one. I think I finally figured out what was going on with this, but I don't know if I wrote it down. So I was getting conflicting information about this, but I do think it's a Navajo brooch. I found similar ones were attributed to, and actually identical ones were attributed to Frank Salcedo, and the only signature on it is SFP. And other people were saying it was like San Felipe Pueblo, but I couldn't find any connection between the two. But then I found something that was marked SFP and also Frank Salcedo, and it was Santa Fe Productions. Okay, so anyway, I still have more research to do on that, but in any case, this spectacular little horse brooch sells anywhere from $50 to $60. So, and it has done so quite a few times. So not bad, little baggie for $3. Had a couple fun little things in it. A bunch of horses and a lion. Okay, then I got this bracelet. You know what, this must, I don't see the price tag on it right now, so I don't remember if it was in a bag with a couple other bracelets. Some things got separated as I was researching them, or it had a hang tag and I just haven't, it came off or something. But the only marking on this is sterling, even though it's gold colored. If it is sterling, then it's called vermeil. And so basically it's like a gold plating over sterling. And then I tested the stone there. It's just glass. So it is possible, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's possible that it is like from the 40s. A lot of times they use sterling more often in jewelry just because they were using other metals for the war work. And so you guys let me know if you think that looks like it could be a 40s brooch. It kind of has that look to me, but I'm not sure. And I don't know with the gold, what do you call it? With the gold plating, whether it's possible to test for the sterling or not. But it just has one little mark that says sterling and no maker's mark on it, unfortunately. But I think it's kind of pretty. Okay, next up. Oh, another bag. Let's see, let me just pull out what I thought was interesting in this bag. I believe it was these is what made me buy it. So there's two of these, and you can see it has a little clapper inside, so they're definitely bells, and they are screwback earrings, so they're vintage. And the other one, this one has a slightly different hardware, and it is marked sterling. So I would say, I don't know, I'm not good with some of these tribal type jewelry, but they're kind of giving me like a Moroccan vibe, and I don't know, whatever you guys think, if you've seen stuff like this before. But it's neat. I think I tried to test the little green at the bottom. I think it was only coming up glass, but I will, once I recalibrate, my gem tester needs calibration. So once I do that, I will kind of retest everything before I list them and make sure I'm not missing something like jade or something like that. Okay, so I thought those were kind of cool. And then these are unsigned, but they are very pretty mid-century clip-on earrings. They've got the clear rhinestones have what's called an aurora borealis finish, or AB finish. And so that's a certain date in the 50s, like 52 or something like that. So you know they're not any earlier than that. And just a very pretty purple stone. I don't know the name of that. It kind of changes color a little bit as you turn it. But yeah, unsigned. I'll do Google Lens and see if they can match up. They match up to anything else. We'll see. Okay, these are not signed. Oops. Let's see, these I don't think were marked either. Just again, rhinestone jewelry, kind of mid-century rhinestone jewelry, and then little ear butterfly clip-ons, and some plastic, just simple button ones. So I think in that one it'll be those unsigned rhinestone ones and the Moroccan or Middle Eastern screwbacks that I think will get me my money back. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, we don't need to do another. I got quite a few of the jewelry bags. Okay, so here is how some of the other sets, the sets were packaged in just these little clear, you could see, but they put all the earrings on little cards. So you could kind of see if there were, you know, the condition of the backs and everything like that, but you couldn't always read like if the earrings were signed. So some of these I bought blind pretty much. And this ends up not being anything really special. The chain looked kind of special to me. It's not marked anywhere. I just kind of wanted to grab this just in case the chain was something more than just gold plated, but I will have to test that just to double check. And it was only $3 for the set. Next up is another set that I kind of just took a chance on. This one, it's pierced, kind of pierced, but with the clip kind of thing that comes up and holds the pierce. And then it had a necklace that went with it, but it wasn't signed. It turns out not to be, you know, it's not anything that I recognize or could find out anything about, but I kind of like it, so this one might end up being a keeper. I'm not sure about that. I just kind of like the look of it, and that was $3. And then this was a fun set. So a nice rhinestone set, clip earrings again, and they're like olive green stones. And this company, it's signed B. David. And I think the the earrings and the brooch are both signed. And they, I think, began in 1945 is what I saw when I looked it up. And they continued until the 1990s. But these are definitely a mid-century rhinestone set. And I don't know, similar ones, maybe around $30 I could get for the set. So you can see it's very, very sparkly, especially under these lights. So that was a nice little pickup for $3. Okay, so my video cut off, but we are back. I'm going to show this one again. I think this is where it cut off. But I got this awesome little set. Again, vintage mid-century. It's unsigned. Lots of jewelry was unsigned. I might have said that already, but I can't remember if I said it in the part that was cut off. Anyway, no markings on it. They are clip earrings. I paid $3 for the set, but the pastel colors are really, really pretty. And I like the fact that the stones are open backed, so they let the light through. So that's a good sign. And anyway, yeah, I guess you would wear them you would wear them upright. So they're not really like cherries dangling. They are more like flowers. And the pearls are flowers. So anyway, love that little mid-century set. This one is really exciting, guys. Okay, this was one of my best finds, I think. And I still have some really cool things to show you. And this, keep in mind, is only half the haul of that hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever hour that I shopped in there. Okay, so this was a little pouch for $2. It had 2 brooches in it. And this one's really neat looking. It's got pink rhinestones. Oops, sorry about that. It's got pink rhinestones. It's just kind of gold tone, but it's unsigned. So we'll see what I can get for that. Maybe 10 bucks or so. I don't know. Or it'll go in a lot. But look at this one. This is a beautiful bird brooch. And it is by... Do you guys know? Some of you guys are jewelry people way more than I am. I know that. And I'll put up a picture better of the mark. It is also Trifari. Now I was trying to find my notes. Oh, they're over here. Okay. So they're Trifari. And I say also, I think I had a version of this video that I had to start over, and I might have talked about Trifari in that one because I did something in a different order. So anyway, if I didn't mention it before, this is Trifari, and it's got the crown mark, it's called. And the crown mark was only used between 1959 and 1969. I will put up a picture of the mark if I haven't done already. Now, I found this brooch in a couple different finishes. This one's silver tone. There's a gold tone. There's one with enameling on it. And mine is super cute. I'm super happy. It's got both rhinestone eyes. They're little red rhinestones. This is called a kingfisher, I believe. And it was from 1964, and it's part of their Birds of Fashion line. I found one online that it was gold tone, but it had its original hang tag. And there are 2 gold tone ones in solds that I could find that sold for $300. And if you go back a few years, they weren't selling for quite that much. So Trifari jewelry is having a really good burst of popularity for certain pieces right now. Someone has the silver listed for $300. I think free shipping on those. And I don't know that I found yet a silver in solds that wasn't several years ago, right? So anyway, I was super excited about that. I paid $2 for those 2 brooches, and it turns out to be a sought-after crown Trifari piece. So that itself was worth it. I don't know that I would get $300. Sometimes certain finishes or colors are going to be more sought after than others. Like I said, there's a silver one listed right now for $300, and we'll see. And I'm going to put mine on Ruby Lane. Most of the jewelry you see is going to be going on Ruby Lane. And if you are new to the channel, I did a whole series, or a couple different videos about Ruby Lane. I can link them up above, or I'll put at least one of them linked at the end, or maybe even down in the description below, if I remember to do all that. So I don't think there is a kingfisher listed currently on Ruby Lane, so I might try it over there. And we'll see how it goes, and I can report back eventually. If you subscribe to my channel and watch my what solds, hopefully you'll see some of this jewelry coming up in the next few weeks as sold. Okay, another really amazing thing quickly, because I know you don't want to be here all day, although I have fun looking at jewelry. There was this little box. They had a table that was all men's jewelry, and so I went over there. And I mean, we were like an hour into the sale when I went over there, or at least 45 minutes. And these are just sitting there. Sorry, I don't know how to open a box. The box itself is a like made in India, cute little trinket kind of box. But it's sitting right there, and I don't know if you can read what it says. It says gold, right? $5, gold for $5. And inside is a pair of antique cufflinks. Oops. Antique cufflinks. Believe it or not, I don't know if they're focusing. And they are marked 10K. So just the fact that they're antique is like amazing to me. And they only wanted $5 for them. Maybe because they were an older style of cufflinks that people aren't really wearing. They didn't really think was that important. I don't know. Let me see. I don't think I wrote anything down about them when I was doing my notes. Nope. Anyway, comps, I don't even know. It's another thing. I'm going to test the gold first, and then I can kind of get a better idea of how much I could sell those for. And then also in the little container was this little tiny, it's a tie clip, I think. Anyway, they're listed as tie clips. They're very, very narrow, very narrow. And you'll see I have a few more of these type things. This one has a monogram on it, and it was either gold filled. I think this one was gold filled. So not quite as good as the other ones. Anyway. Okay, so that was awesome. We'll go through another clip earring baggie. I kind of have fun with these. Nobody else is really looking at the clip earrings, so I just kind of poke through them. I didn't buy them all, even though it looks like I did. These were kind of neat. These are just marked Japan, so I have several other. I like the glass bead on this though. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a different shape. But anyway, these are like called cluster earrings. And I have quite a few of them, and so I might just do a lot of them. You know, I think I've got some from other jewelry things that I've bought. These little mesh ones, they're kind of discolored. I'm not going to worry about them too much. These are not marked, but just gold tone. These are kind of interesting. They are made out of shells. So they will either, I'll research those, they'll either go with the clusters or not, or on their own. And I think these are also marked Japan. Just faux pearl, little dangle, mid-century dangle earrings. Anyway, so that wasn't the most exciting baggie, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just do the shells separately, and then at least I'll get some money when I do the cluster earring lot as well. Okay. Like I said, I was just buying blind for a lot of them. This one is fun. Okay, so this one, I will list these. These are not signed, but I see how big they are. Big vintage statement earrings, I would say. I've sold some kind of similar to these before, but sometimes just those big statement earrings will sell. Even they don't need to have a maker name or anything like that. These are Irwin Pearl is the name brand, but they are flaking. The coating on the pearl is flaking. not in the best condition. It's right here. And so I think I will just, I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. Okay, it's just some, the brand is Vogue Jewelry. It's a mid-century brand. Just rhinestone dangle earrings. We'll see what we'll do about that. More dangle beaded earrings. Those aren't signed or anything like that. And they're a little scratched up, so we'll see about that. These are kind of fun. These are also Vogue Jewelry, and they are just like a marbleized plastic little clip. Someone might want those. These are not signed as well. They're just a two-tone gold and silver tone. And this, you know, it's kind of door knocker shape. But this part down here, if you look on the back, you can take the silver part off. So I wonder if originally, you know, there was maybe different colors of these, like you could switch out, or you could just wear the gold tone ovals without the dangling part. And then these are Avon. They're just kind of mixed metals, kind of cool. They could be converted to post pretty easily if you wanted to. Otherwise, for clip earrings, that's kind of neat. I don't know, maybe 10 bucks for those, but I like the mixed metal look to those. And then this is probably what I was thinking. One of the times I tried to record this, I talked about this jewelry bag, and I did it out of order the second time. So this is also Trifari. So that's what I was saying. I had said it earlier, but you didn't hear it. And it also has the copyright symbol with the crown over the T. So definitely a mid-century, although they do have a very contemporary look to them. So I think that's really cool. They do have some leftover schmutz from the, you know, sometimes people put a pad on their clip earrings. Gross. So I will try to clean off that pad before. And then I do buy, on Amazon, I buy replacement pads sometimes and just put on a new pair if I think it's worth it. So anyway, I think the Trifari ones will do pretty well in that little lot. And then these big kind of statement gaudy ones will also do okay. I should throw up, actually I'll do that. I'll throw up a picture of the pair I had sold before that it reminds me of. And then I'll look up how much it sold for as well. So okay, so a couple more things. Excitement. This bag is almost done. Yes, it's almost done, everyone. Okay, 2 bracelets were in this little baggie for $3. This one, I'm going to forget the name of what it said on it. Oh, did I write it down? Let's see. It was a name I didn't know. Wells. Okay. Wells, and it's gold filled. And then these little daisies are just like a carved celluloid kind of thing. As far as I could tell from what my quick research showed, there were other daisy pieces described as celluloid. Now this is interesting. This is another like maybe really good kind of thing, but I'm always suspicious of chains that are marked Italy and then gold. So it's just a nice little bracelet, but it is marked, let's see, it's marked Milrose, M-I-L-R-O-S, 14K Italy. And it's on both sides, over here and over at the end. It feels nice. It feels like good quality and everything like that. So I will test that and find out if it is actually 14 karat gold. That could be a pretty good find. I mean, it's pretty light, so you know, we're not talking tons of money, but still. That was exciting. For a little baggie that was $3, I thought that was amazing. And I keep talking about testing. Let me just show you real quick. I'll put links down below to Amazon. This is the testing solutions I usually use on Amazon. I just get it there. It's not super expensive, and you can find YouTube videos on how to use the different testing solutions. They do recommend that you keep them current, and like older testing solution is not going to give you accurate results. These are a little bit older. I haven't used them in a while, so I am going to order some new ones. And like I said, I'll put the link below, and everything I put, if I put an Amazon link below, I am an affiliate, just heads up, if you buy this through me, I'll get, a few cents. And, but every little bit helps, it helps. It's a way for you guys to support my channel as well, which you have been doing greatly with your comments and your watching and everything. Yeah, some of these I hadn't used, but I don't know. I think some of them might have leaked a little bit, so I don't think I would trust the results on these. I will get a fresh set. And then the other thing I use for testing is this gem tester. It's called the Presidium Gem Tester 2. It can be kind of finicky and tricky. You do have to calibrate it. Sometimes you have to recalibrate it. I was doing it very quickly and very rough, so I didn't exactly calibrate because I could test like my ring, and I was getting the diamond result, and so I could kind of see what, I might not have been getting exact results as far as the stones on some of the things, but I was getting, it would move off of glass if it was not glass. So I just wanted kind of a rough idea if I should be looking at something a little bit closer. So that was good. So I just used this. Yeah, you have to kind of calibrate it and keep it calibrated. And they recommend plugging it in, keeping it kind of in the same place all the time. And anyway, I've had one of these for a little while, and they seem to work pretty good. I've heard, people will get some sometimes and it won't calibrate right away, or it just refuses to calibrate, and so people have to send them back or whatever, but I've done okay with them so far. I can put a link to that below. They're kind of pricey, so I made sure I was, really going to be selling jewelry before I invested in it. Okay, these super cute little earrings are post back, and they are marked Mexico, and they do have a number marking on the back. And so with a lot of Mexican sterling, these are sterling. This part is just going to be brass, not gold or anything like that. But with Mexican silver, if you see a number or like a code on the back, after 1979, they started a new numbering system. It's letters and numbers. So mine are marked on the back. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but anyway, mine are marked on one of them on the back. It's TS and then -01. And the T stands for Taxco, which is the city, the area in Mexico where the silversmith was registered. And then the S is his name, the first initial, most likely of his last name. And then 01 means he was the first one with the last name starting with S to be registered in Taxco. So sometimes you can track down who it was, but many times you cannot. And Taxco pieces are just, the prices are all over the place. So I'm just going to kind of probably make up a price for these. But ribbon bows are kind of popular, and they are post back. So I think they'll do okay. They were cute. They were $3 as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up just with my phone on these last couple things I wanted to share with you. Anyway, I was going to say this was kind of my meh purchase that I picked up probably not my most favorite thing. I kind of grabbed it last minute, but it was $6. It's this nice long necklace, and it's J. Crew, which is fine. But, you know, I don't think comps were super great, but I could put it on Poshmark, or I could put it on eBay or something like that. It's just kind of a neat, like it's a flat kind of snake chain, and I like that knot in the middle. I could always keep it and wear it if I decide it's not worth my time listing. Then my last thing I wanted to share was very exciting. It was probably the most expensive thing I bought, was this box that as you can see, the whole box was $15, okay? So I'll open it up. It was on the men's table, and it was all of this men's cufflinks and tie bars and collar things and everything like that. So the story was, there was a woman looking at it, and one of the clips up here was a scrimshaw tie clip, and that was the only thing she was interested in. She really, really wanted it, but so she was about to buy the whole thing. They wouldn't sell it to her separately, and she was about to buy the whole thing just for that one piece. And so I stepped in and said, look, I'll buy the whole set and you can just have the scrimshaw. And I said that because scrimshaw can be tricky to sell on different platforms, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And so I was totally happy with her taking this. And I ended up with some really interesting pieces. And so I have to say, guys, by doing that and getting this, I found one of the items on my bucket list from my bucket list video. If you take a look at this little piece, doesn't look like much, right? But it's a collar bar, and you won't be able to see the signature, but it's sterling, and it is, I always say George Jensen. I know it's not right because it's probably Georg, I think I was told. And so very kind of an early piece of his, I think. And I only found a couple on WorthPoint that, you know, they didn't look exactly like this, but the only collar bars by Georg Jensen that I could find were on WorthPoint. And so that's super exciting. So I was able to tick off a bucket list item. It was super exciting. It's close enough to jewelry for me. But there was a few other good things on here. Like this one right here is sterling, and then the calendar there is like 10 karat gold, I think it is. But it's made in Mexico. I couldn't really find one exactly like it, but it's got some age to it. So it's got both gold and silver. This one right here is the US Navy. And then this is a kind of a fun one. I was trying to figure out the logo there and looking at it this way or the other way. But if you look at it this way, it's BN. It's Burlington Northern Railway. And I believe this was just, it's gold filled, I think. But that little chip right there, I tested it and it is a diamond. So that would be a service award for somebody who worked for Burlington Northern, and their, you know, a length of service for working for the same company, that you could get little pins, or in this case, a tie clip and a diamond. They'd be different colors for different years, and then diamond for a certain length of time that you worked for a company. This one's kind of fun. It's by Swank, kind of a big name in men's cufflinks and tie clips. And I think it's like a little baseball bat with mother of pearl and a little ball at the end. That's kind of fun. These sword ones are always popular. I don't think this particular one, oh, maybe it is signed. It might be Hickok. I'm not sure. Anyway, the sword ones are usually popular and usually sell pretty easily. Then there's just like a variety of cufflinks. These are kind of interesting. They're carved mother of pearl with a little metal in the carving outlined. I don't know, some more just kind of basic clips with chains, and a bunch of these like little tie clips like we talked about, just short little ones. Here's another, it's not a sword, it's an arrow, but it's the letter E, so that would have to be for a specific buyer. Then I don't remember anything other like super exciting out of the rest of them. This one's kind of fun. It's got like some, like a piece of agate or something right there. So anyway, I think that is what I'm going to show you for the jewelry today. I have another bag of jewelry, so let me know if you want to see more. Okay guys, so that's it for part 1 of the jewelry haul. I do have another bag of different jewelry that I got in that same sale. And so I will have a part 2 out eventually. And thank you for bearing with me on the technology aspect of this. Hopefully things were clear enough. I know the, colors and not being able to get up close to the jewelry, it's not ideal. So I am still going to work on that and try to figure out the best way to do it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being patient as I figure all this out. So thanks again. Leave me a comment down below of anything that you know about the jewelry I showed today that I don't know. And, any thoughts on the things that I found. And I will see you later on this week for a What Sold. And hopefully you guys are having a great week, and we'll talk to you later.